Ooh, cake. Oh, well, I thought I was gonna get some cake, but I didn't get it.
Hello, my name's Ebola.
Hello again, YouTube! You know me, right? Well, if you don't, I am Dr.Kendo, and last week I had a cold. But this week I'm pretty much all better, and what a great thing, because I'm gonna do a speed create here like when I created the Duck Hunt dog, and this time we're gonna be doing it for Mewtwo, which you saw at the very beginning of this episode. I'm gonna show you how to create that Mewtwo that you saw. Starting off with a mecha as the source object. This is also what we started off with for Groot. You'll also just get a pterodactyl and take the body part of it and put it down kind of where I painted that purple-ish area right there. And then I used Puddle for the next part of his tail. And then the final part of his tail is one of the 29-page general shape library parts. It's one of the arm parts that's within that library, so please see just about any Sonic character that I've ever created if you want to really specifically find out how to find that part. But you could also use the arm that is to the right side of us, or the left arm basically of a female hula dancer, because that's where they get it from. But it is a slightly different shape, believe it or not. Anyway, I've also used a Dilophosaurus, you know, in Jurassic Park. Those were the spitters, but basically you just take the upper leg part of it, the thigh, I guess. You could probably use several different types of dinosaurs or animals, things, shapes that fit that kind of shape for Mewtwo's thighs. And I took a torus, or the donut shape, basically from the shapes or geometry library, and used that right above the head. And the head itself is actually the body of a duckling. So you just take the baby duck and just take the body part right there and kind of rotate it a little bit. We used Jenny Green Teeth for the little hands or arms, those weird looking hands. So you can see that Mewtwo's arms are basically two different things. One is the piece that we use for the tail as well, just painted white, and then the Jenny Green Teeth arms and hands right there. Dots on the feet, and those feet leg parts come from a sphinx. So if you just take the sphinx and actually make it not the statue, but make it the creature of the sphinx. And of course, eyebrows, one for the mouth and one right there next to his eyes, kind of for the crease or crinkle in between his two eyes. And geometry library shapes for the eye itself. But okay, let's see, you're gonna need to kind of size and move things wherever appropriate, and definitely it is kind of a jumbled mess of shapes and things like that, so the placing, I think, is really important on your Mewtwo. I mean, it really is for every object that you do, but especially on this one, since there are just so many detailed parts and things like that. It's kind of like last week when we made Rob, R-O-B, there was, it was very particular where you put every single piece in specific, you know, so just want to be sure that you're cognizant of that. And even though it's a speed create, I still like to read background information and fun facts on whatever items we are creating in the object editor. So here we go. Mewtwo is a psychic-type legendary Pokemon, and in fact, one of the first Pokemon known to be created by science. Based on the first Pokemon movie called Pokemon the First Movie, Mewtwo Strikes Back, we learned that it was Giovanni who arranged for the creation of Mewtwo, an incredibly powerful Pokemon that he would control to rule the world or whatever. Now, when you look at the video game tales, you can see in Cinnabar Island's Pokemon Mansion that there are some journal logs talking of crazy experiments and gene splicing on the Pokemon Mew. We actually learned from one of the entries in the journal that Mew had given birth to Mewtwo on February 6th, but Mewtwo then destroys the laboratory and dashes off, kind of like he did in the anime. Now, another interesting tidbit about the movie, and we can get into some points about culture here too, is that the localization director of the movie actually insisted on accentuating and slightly changing Mewtwo's personality just to the English-speaking audiences. He believed American audiences specifically needed a, quote, clearly evil rather than ambiguous, unquote, villain. They also believed that Westerners are obsessed with the idea of a Pokemon being overly powerful and strong. But hey, moving on, I gotta say, there was a bit of dispute to my Charizard when I mentioned how tall he was, so I'm reluctant to even give facts about Mewtwo's height, although I was completely 100% correct with my Charizard commentary, so hey, why not, huh? Mewtwo is believed to be around 6 foot 7 inches tall and weighs 269 pounds according to Bulbapedia, the community-driven online Pokemon encyclopedia. Since its debut in the Gen 1 Pokemon games, Mewtwo has appeared in many spin-off type Pokemon games, but has also appeared in Super Smash Bros. Melee, and yes, is now set to be released as a free downloadable fighter for those who purchased both Smash Bros. For 3DS and for Wii U. So if you got both of them, you will be able to play as Mewtwo, and what I'm noticing here with our creation is something that I gotta go back and edit. If you saw that, we had our Mewtwo out on the field and he was fighting, and then suddenly he turned something into a dove. It's because I was using dark black electric magic as the projectile that he shoots out, after a certain number of frames. But when you put magic in there, it's just, it's gonna transform things, and I probably should have known that. I have used magic before and seen that happen, but it's been a long time. Sometimes I blank out. So yes, instead I'll have him shoot dust. I mean, it really doesn't matter. You could have like lint or something like that. I'm basically just looking for some kind of odd shaped thing, you know, that he can shoot out. That would be dark and black, you know, it's supposed to look like his shadow ball, awesome psychicness. So if you don't like how Mewtwo hovers like this, that's based on the mecha. So the mecha kind of, the way that it looks when it hovers is with its foot out like that, kind of, you know, its head is back and its feet are out. Here's what Mewtwo looks like when it's actually just walking around. I made it so that you could ride on top of the Mewtwo. You don't have to do that, of course, with your own creation, but yeah, so that's what it's gonna look like when it's walking. I don't really think that it matters to me either way. I know that, you know, in Smash Brothers, of course, Mewtwo would hover. You have seen it, of course, in the anime and the movie or whatever. It can hover and it can walk, so I mean, honestly, either one I think would work fine. And we have him shooting out an ice ball. That's, again, just to show that he can kind of shoot out a spherical projectile or whatever. I don't think it really matters. You can use lots of things for that as well. Just whatever is to your liking. Let's have him go ahead and fight our Donkey Kong. I mean, this should be exciting, right? We're having past creations fight our present one. Although it's looking like Donkey Kong's not gonna get much of a word in edgewise, or a hit in edgewise, I guess I should say, because Mewtwo is just keeping it at bay with its projectiles. So it doesn't seem quite fair, does it? So let's see if we can have somebody gang up and help Donkey Kong. Why not the Sonic Boom version of Knuckles? And we'll make him angry and brave so he doesn't run away, but also so he'll attack, and he attacked me first. What's interesting is right as I put Knuckles in, it looks like Donkey Kong was right there, you know, to start attacking. But let's see if Mewtwo can take it. Could he take both of them on? Okay, well, there goes Donkey Kong. And Knuckles again was trying to fight me. I guess Knuckles does not like me when he's angry. Well, you wouldn't like him when he's angry or something. And Mewtwo takes the victory over both of them. So we have made Mewtwo very powerful, as it should be, huh? But yes, here are two Mewtwo's. One is hovering and one is not. So, you know, just pick whichever one you like better and make yours do whichever thing you like better, basically. So I appreciate everybody's attention in this endeavor of creating Mewtwo and all the videos. Thank you so much for your support. It's been amazing. I'm not sure when this episode is going to upload. If this is uploading on Sunday, it is not the popular request, so don't worry. I will put out another episode kind of early in the week to follow that does have the most popular request because it has been chosen. I have created it. I just need to finish all of the editing for the video. So for the next popular request vote, we'll just take the votes on this video and in the next one where I actually create this last week's popular vote, if that makes sense. And I'll just kind of tally them together and combine them. So whichever is the most popular between this video and the next one, that's the one that will get created. I don't create YouTubers and just request one thing at a time. And I'll catch you on the next vid. And thanks for viewing. Be the viewer and
down the road of twists and turns, always anxious to see